Hello, Games Done Quick audience, chatters, everybody out there. Are you excited for day 2 of our Juneteenth celebration where we are celebrating Black excellence in speedrunning, challenge running, and everything that makes gaming awesome here on the Games Done Quick channel? My name is Ashsaidhi, and I am so happy to be here with you celebrating everything about Black joy on this channel. We saw some really incredible stuff yesterday. We have all night tonight to be hanging out, and 2 more days after this. So you want to make sure you stick around. And speaking of Juneteenth, I want to give a shout out to the Black in a Flash community. Black in a Flash is a community that uplifts and connects Black speedrunners of all levels, hosting special events throughout the year to raise money for charity and celebrate Black voices in the speedrunning scene. Learn more or apply to get involved at gdq.gg/BAF and follow at Black in a Flash Blue Sky Social on Blue Sky for the latest updates. You will have a good time in that community, following socials, checking out all the cool stuff. And of course, speaking of, we have a really wonderful community member here doing an awesome run. I am a big fan of Quest. I don't know if y'all are too, but I definitely am. So I can't wait to see Ryan Ford doing Quest RPG Brian's Journey, the JP Any Percent run on Game Boy Color. Ryan, are you ready to rock and roll?
Hey, yo, hello everybody. I'm ready. Yeah, so I've run this category for I've run this game for last year's Juneteenth, but I did the US any percent, so switching it up with the faster category this time. So it'll definitely be similar, but the routing is still different. But game looks the same, right? But, what was I gonna say? As introduced, so I'm Ryan Ford. Hello everybody, and would like to get this started. I'll count. Wait 1 second, actually. You know what? I'll let you count down, Ash.
You're gonna let me count? Wow.
I'll give you the honors.
I get the honors. Okay, Ryan, are you ready? You ready?
Yeah.
I'm gonna start counting down. All right. We want to see the clock start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right. But yeah, thank you for that.
Of course. Good luck, Ryan. I can't wait to see. I'm a big Quest enjoyer, so I've never seen the Game Boy game, and I'm excited to see the difference between this and the Nintendo 64 version.
Well, yeah, there's definitely I guess for this version, there's definitely a lot of quality of life improvements, but Quest 64 does have I don't know, it has such a unique charm that probably they can't really recreate in a 2D setting as well. So I mean, both of them have their pros and cons, right?
So you're playing the Japanese version. Do you know the general story arc?
Nope.
Or is it you're just I'm gonna mash buttons and go as fast as possible?
Yeah, they kind of extended the lore for Quest 64, whereas you kind of can put pieces together of the story from talking to NPCs in that game. But I did play this game casually once in English. I think that was in 2022. Wasn't that long ago, but I read most of the dialogue, but I honestly forgot now. So
listen, I don't blame you. I understand. It's all about the fun, all about the gameplay.
Yep, it's a common question that's come up though whenever I've done runs, either for events or just on my stream as well. And yeah, I more or less usually give the same answer right there.
That's so funny. I had no idea. That is really fun. I wonder why that's a common question.
I think usually people that are really experienced with the game that they run generally will know most of the lore for a game, but I'll definitely for this game particularly, I definitely just didn't pay enough attention or retain the retained memory, you know?
Yeah. So,
So,
are there like what does any percent mean for anybody who doesn't know? Like, does that mean you have to do like glitches, or is there any kind of special tech that you do while doing this run?
yeah, so for any percent for most speedruns, it's like generally just like beating the game like as fast as you can by any means possible. This game, as far as we know, doesn't really have any glitches in it. But there are a lot of games that like when you do like an any percent run, like you might have something like a credits warp or like going out of bounds. And actually, Quest 64 actually has those things for well, not credits warps, but it does have like out of bounds and like glitches actually. But I think because this game is 2D, it's like the main reason that like, you know, those same glitches aren't like carried over in this game. Even though this is like a remake of Quest 64 still, but stuff like 3D games having like weird geometry, it's like sometimes kind of easy to clip out of bounds in certain ways if you're creative enough. So yeah, unfortunately in this game, then yeah, there's like not really anything like that, like getting pushed out of bounds or anything.
Gotcha. I didn't know that do you also run Quest 64?
Nope.
No, just this
one. I want to learn at some point actually, mostly because of running this game, to be honest.
Got it. I mean, it's got a little bit of charm, you know, with the sprites and, you know, I don't know, something about the color palette. This game seems very cute and charming. Right.
And then also, I feel like the downported music also like has its own charm to it too.
Yeah.
Even though it doesn't sound as like, well, Quest 64, like a lot of these songs are more, what was I gonna say? Or more orchestral sounding, like with like, you know, cymbals and like, you know, more percussion type stuff as well. But, you know, downporting's like an 8-bit game, then it's like hard to like recreate that, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So tell us a little bit about what you have to do. Like, what made you pick this game to run? Like, why did you choose this, and like, what's special about it for you?
All right, admittedly, I thought that this game would be pretty easy to pick up as a run when I saw a race for, I forget what online event it was. I think it was for RPG Limit Break, like maybe 6 or 7 years ago. And yeah, just a lot of time down the line, I was like, I think maybe this would be a chill game, like a chill game that I could speedrun that wouldn't be like too time consuming to pick up. And oh shoot, what was the other thing I was saying? Oh yeah, it wouldn't be too like time consuming to pick up, and one that like, you know, I feel like I wouldn't get like bored of running it, but then I'd also be able to kind of like talk to my chat a lot more during runs, because some other games are like way too like execution heavy, or like you know, it doesn't have like dialogue that you can mash through or something. So sometimes I'll be just like not talking to my chat for like, I don't know, like 10 minutes or something in a run. Oof. For some other games.
Like other games you gotta lock in. This one you could kind of just go like, no thoughts, just run.
Yeah, or well, okay, so initially I thought it would be like that, but there are definitely some parts where like, if I'm not paying attention, I might just like entirely kill a run when I'm like talking to my chat or something. But
oh, okay. Well, let me know when those quiet times are needed, because I don't want to throw you off.
Should be fine still though. Like now that I've like, I think partly also, you know, as we learn from making mistakes and stuff, there's like parts that are more what's the words I'm looking for? Or like I know where to like like where to like stop yapping so that I'll like be able to like focus a bit. But like you talking to me, like it'll be like, I'm sure that I'll be fine. Like, but if I happen to be like not responding for like a couple seconds or something, then you know I'm probably just locked in. So
locked in to Brian's quest. All right, Brian's journey here.
Yeah. For the most part, like later on in the run, there's going to be a part where I'm going to be taking a lot of hits on purpose because you grind. You do it to grind your defense stat higher and your HP. So then, I think the common way that I usually die is like there. Like I'll forget to heal on one turn, and my health might be like too low, and I just like die from a hit because I didn't heal on that turn. So as long as I'm paying attention to the numbers, I should be fine during that part.
Is this run RNG heavy?
Very.
Really?
Yeah. So compared to Quest 64, like this game should be like way more marathon safe for for actually just at least being able to like finish the run without like PBs or world record or something. Then yeah, decently often I'll probably yeah, sometimes just like lose a run due to like RNG that I couldn't control. Which sometimes it could be what was I gonna say? Sometimes it's like boss. Okay. Alright, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, sorry, what was I saying? My bad. Yeah, so yeah, so there's some boss fights that we play very risky, and we might just end up I might just end up dying like without really doing anything without being able to do anything about it. And yeah, sometimes you can just like, lose a run because you like died a few times. But actually both of my PBs for both of the any percent categories, like Japanese and US, neither of those runs are deathless. So I could I could still PB with deaths maybe. There's also another thing later on where there's a lottery for a special item that I need. Otherwise won't be able to beat the late game bosses without like grinding a huge amount of defense, like even more defense. So oh, I should actually fight these. Whoops. But yeah, but yeah, that lottery as well takes a lot of try. Sorry?
A lottery in any speed run is just, that already gives me worry.
Yeah, exactly. Like the run that I did finish. No, actually, I'm gonna run from this fight. But yeah, the run that I did finish when I was practicing for this marathon, then I was before that lottery, I was I think like 45 seconds ahead of my PB, and then I was like almost 3.5 minutes behind because I had the worst luck on the lottery I've ever had in a run.
Oh my gosh.
So, yeah, so I kind of just went in the run just like, I was gonna say went in a flash, but it definitely was like kind of a slow the run died very slowly.
Went up, yeah, your PB went in a flash. That's what happened.
Yeah, exactly. Because we kind of save scum for the lottery, where basically what is it? There's like a bird that comes and tells you if you won or lost the lottery for that item, and then we save a few steps away from the result of the lottery, and then every time you lose, you just reset and then load your save and try again, and keep re-rolling until you win. So it generally loses about I think like 7 to 9 seconds per try. So then yeah, I think I had like 20 first try or something, so I lost like 3 minutes because of that. But compared to if I got like first try or maybe even like second try. But yeah, that just happens sometimes. So hopefully this run won't be that mean today.
Yeah, we'll definitely pray to the RNG gods that you will have good luck during that lottery portion, because we want you to do it quick.
Absolutely. Yeah, fortunately for this game, compared to Quest 64, you can save at any time just through your pause menu, like your start menu.
Oh.
Whereas in Quest 64, you had to talk to an NPC, and then you also had to have a memory pack in your controller and all that to be able to save.
Oh. Wow. I forgot about that memory pack. I forgot about that. The little like memory card thing that went in the back of the Nintendo 64 controller.
Yep. Yeah. It's funny, often, kind of often I forget about the memory pack until like, you know, I have to play until I'm playing a game where that actually might need it, or it's convenient to just have one.
Yeah, that and the Rumble pack too.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
I think I still have 2 Rumble packs left. So I remember one of them.
Do they still rumble?
I'm pretty sure they still do. Unless if I have an unpleasant surprise like in the near future. But yeah, because I know one of my 3 died a couple years ago. But from when I last checked, the other 2 were still working. So hopefully they still work.
Okay. So tell me a little bit about the magic system in this game. What is Brian doing?
True. So yeah, so he's what's it called? A spirit tamer, which so yeah, he can control 4 different elements. So it's fire, water, wind, and earth. And generally so far I've been just using Wind Cutter for the most part. 'Cause yeah, wind is pretty overpowered in this game. Quest 64 was kind of bad, all things considered. But yeah, in that game they mostly use earth magic for a lot of the game. But yeah, in this game we do use earth for a couple bosses that are really resistant to wind, but for any of the ones that are not really that resistant, then yeah, we just kind of blow them up with Wind Cutter level 3 or Wind Cutter level 2 generally. All right, just in case something weird happens, I'm gonna save.
Oh, that's a good idea. Always a good idea. Backup saves are always important.
Yeah, because my health being at 20, like I think I shouldn't die to some encounters where I might expect to take 2 hits, but I don't want to randomly have a unpleasant surprise. So if I do die, then at least like I'll only lose a small amount of time.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that enemy, if I wasn't paying attention, he actually could have killed me, because I think he does like 28 damage. But
oh my goodness.
At least you can always dodge that guy. At least in the Japanese version, you can always dodge him, at least.
Oh, so this game did have an American release or a US release. Oh, got it.
Yeah, and they were I think made by 2 different like development companies. So there's like, I think the Japanese version might have come out later than the US, because there's like a lot more like like slight like patch improvements like type of thing. Mostly in Japanese, like some like minor quality of life stuff. They also did make it like slightly harder in the early game for Japanese because what's the reason? Oh, so Brian's movement box, like in battles, he's slightly further to the left in Japanese. So most of these battles, some of the battles that I've been running away from, it takes 2 turns to run because your movement box doesn't reach all the way to the far right border. So when you move to the far right end, then you can just escape, or any of the borders, but you're always on the right side. So the far right one is the closest. But yeah, with my current movement box, I always have to take 1 extra turn to run. So usually I'll get hit by enemies, more in Japanese because of that. So usually have to pay attention to my health a lot more, and pay attention in case like I might die during some encounters as well.
Was that a boss?
Yeah.
You hit him
Killiak.
You got him in 1 shot.
That's the second boss that I've killed in 1 hit so far.
Wow, I'm impressed.
Yeah, when I was in the forest earlier, there was another boss, Silvering. He stole a it's a earth gem. There's like these 4 elemental gems that Brian is trying to get back that were stolen from 4 different bosses that you're supposed to fight. That guy, Killiak, did not have one, but But Solvering, he has the one for Earth that he's very weak to wind, so I got my wind stat to 12, so that I learned, was it Wind Cutter level 3, and yeah, that does enough damage to one-shot him.
Wow.
And then, yeah, Kiliak still using Wind Cutter level 3 to also one-shot him, so.
That's wild. Oh my goodness. Okay,
Oh.
so you're running away from these battles and you did a safety save here.
Yeah, and I healed, I used the bread to heal as well, because, those enemies, the ghost hounds that I'm encountering, generally hoping to not encounter them, because, I can't defeat them, like, quickly with, like, with wind cutters, so then, so usually it's better to just run from those guys. But I also do want to level up my wind stat a bit, because the next area that I'm gonna go into, called the Blue Cave. If my wind stat is lower than 29, there's some encounters that I might not be able to one shot.
Got it.
And there are some freestanding spirits right before the Blue Cave that I'm gonna be taking. So I'm gonna end up backtracking to grab 3 of them. So I will hit 29 now, since fortunately that encounter I just fought was something that I was able to defeat quickly. So I gained 1 extra level. And I'm kind of technically underleveled for this game, so a lot of encounters, like usually like 1 battle will make me level up for my element. So most battles that I'm like, if I can actually win the fight, then I'll usually try to take them in this part of the game and try to grind as much. So this part of the game, like I was trying to grind up till at least 29 wind, but then now I'm going to be, well, I'm going to say first actually, but I'm going to be starting to grind my water and earth a little bit, because the healing spells are tied to water and earth. In Quest 64, it was just, you just had to level up your water to learn healing level 1 and level 2. But in this game, what's the stat? It's 4 water and 3 earth gives you healing level 1. And then for healing level 2, it's 13 water and 12 earth.
Got it. I was gonna ask if once you get the air one like all the way up, do you grind the other ones? So that definitely answered my question, because you did say that there was some that were resistant to the air cutting one.
Yeah. Yeah, so there's a spell called Magnet Rock, which is also in this game it's a combination of earth and water also, so conveniently I also happen to learn that too as I'm trying to learn healing.
Yeah.
So it's actually very convenient for some of those bosses that I'm gonna have to use earth on. It's only like 3 bosses in total that oh wow, yeah, I think it actually is only 3 bosses that I don't use wind on throughout the whole game. Holy moly.
Ryan,
yeah, 2 of them are like back to back also.
Are you going to SGDQ?
Yeah. I'm gonna be running Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening DX on oh shoot, what day is that? Monday at well, I'm in Eastern time zone. It's at it'll be a bit before 9 p.m. Eastern.
That's awesome.
I also didn't need to use that bread. I forgot I just learned healing right now. Or I just that level up gave me enough. But it should be fine, because what happened? So I did mention, like, before we started streaming, how my practice run, how I died. So I actually died in this cave because I ran out of healing items, and my spirit levels, I was 1 earth short of learning healing level 1, and then I was at 19 HP, and then so there's these treasure chest enemies, the Mimic, that I've been encountering sometimes, and their attack rolls at about 20, so I had 19 HP and I died in yeah, I died because it did 20 damage, and I didn't have any any way to heal my HP.
Darn, that is rough.
Yeah, so it's slightly unlucky. I think part of it was that none of the enemies in the early game ended up dropping any healing items like fresh bread or honey bread. And then I also took a lot of damage really early in the run, and I used an extra bread because of that. So yeah, I happened to had run out without noticing.
Oh my goodness.
I actually had an abundance of items that restore MP, like dewdrops and mint leaves and stuff like that. But then, yeah, since I was like 1 point short of being able to learn healing to cast it, then it didn't matter.
I was gonna ask you, like, when you use your magic, how do you heal up your the spirit points, like the magic points?
Yeah, for MP, yeah, so there are healing items that are for MP. So yeah, dewdrop, mint leaves. I think one's called Hero's Drink. But since I'm not grinding my my MP stat by that much, like my actual like MP capacity, like I'm not actually grinding it by much. So then using any of those items will pretty much like restore my MP to full, because I think my max MP currently, oh yeah, it's at 26. So, and dewdrop is the like lowest like MP healing item, and it restores by 50. So, to like pretty much full after using one.
Nice.
And then same with HP. Oh, sorry.
Do you have to grind the fire at all for anything?
No.
I got it.
So I'll be raising fire though. Near the end of the game. Once I don't need any more wind or earth. Oh yeah, the wind also cap. Or sorry, your elemental stat. Each one caps at 50. So gonna be ending up maxing out wind near the end of the game. But then after I defeat a boss named Shilf, she'll be the last one that I'm gonna be using earth magic on. And then after that point, then I don't need to raise any of the other elements, and fire is just the first one on the menu. So whenever I level up, I'm gonna just be mashing 8 because yeah, fire is just the first option. So that's the only reason that I'll ever be increasing fires, like literally because it's just the first option at the end of the game.
Oh man, that's good. That's good.
Yeah, there is one category called what's it called? All spirits, where those freestanding spirits that are in these dungeons and towns and stuff. So the category, you have to collect all of them. That's it's a pretty arbitrary category because it doesn't give you like an extra reward or anything. But in that category, we do actually raise fire for that one to learn a spell called Avalanche. Which in this game is a combination of fire and earth. So we're able to defeat some of the bosses that are resistant to wind, like beat them a little faster using Avalanche. Well, actually, it's kind of RNG because the rocks like from Avalanche fall around you, and they might not hit the enemy like that many times, so it could end up wasting time. So it ends up kind of being a dice roll, but. It's usually good most of the time in this game, whereas in Quest 64, the run completely relies on that move, and also you only need to raise Earth in that game to get Avalanche. But it's like the hardest hitting spell in that game. So they rely on using it, but then it's like not only can like the rocks that are falling because they fall randomly, they can just. Actually miss, but then also in the game there's also like an evasion stat, so you can hit a target and then like when it shows numbers when you like hit an enemy for how much damage you did, it could just say miss, and you might just miss because
actually miss. Wow.
Yeah. So sometimes yeah, you can that's why that game is like even more of like a dice roll, like going through the run.
Yeah,
because it's also like the whole being able to actually like miss your moves.
Yeah.
In this game there is like some stuff that can miss, like if you're buffing yourself or debuffing enemies, or if enemies are trying to debuff you, then it can miss, but that's like the only thing. Which could happen in this run where I'm gonna be using a spell called Spirit Armor to raise my defense, and I think it's like a 10% chance that you can miss. So sometimes I could end up like dying in a boss fight because it missed on the first turn or something.
Oh gosh, well I hope that doesn't happen.
Yeah, here's hoping. So I've definitely, I think in runs it's been about like 50-50 whether I've like gone a whole run without it missing and like versus like maybe having it miss a couple times in a run. So we'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah. Sometimes there's some bosses, like I've definitely had like a situation where like it'll miss twice in a row. Like I'll end up surviving the turn where it missed, and then like I try to cast it again and then it misses again, and I'm like, well, that's just how it goes sometimes.
That's just the way the RNG rolls sometimes.
Yup. Yeah, so this part, so I just learned healing level 2 now. Because, yeah, 13 water and 12 earth.
Nice.
Here, gonna save again, just in case.
Yeah, no, good idea.
But yeah, yeah, since it's so quick to save, then, you know, might as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, kind of new strats. So whenever I encounter this guy, I decided recently that I'm gonna take, try to take 3 hits from this enemy. Because,
Wow.
shoot, how do I explain this quick? What's the reason? Okay, yeah, so...
You did a lot of damage.
Yeah, so when you're raising your defense, in this game, your defense stat goes up whenever you take hits, and it goes up by more if you take higher... If you take like a higher amount of damage from whatever attack hit you. So because he was hitting like 31 with his oh my gosh, what's that spell called? Hot Steam earlier, then yeah, it was giving me was it 31% to my so every time, so there's like numbers whenever I've paused the game, like beside my stats, so it's like strength, speed, agility, HP, MP, and stuff like that. So every time for those percentages, every time they hit 100%, then your stat goes up by 1 point. So for grinding defense, you gain about, it's weird that it goes up in multiples of 3, but you, after you start taking 3 damage, then for every 3 damage it goes up by 3 more percent. So like, so if an attack does 1 or 2 damage, it only goes up by 1%. But then if you take 3 damage, it goes up by 3. And then if you take 6, it goes up by 6. But if you take like 4 or 5 damage, it only goes up by 3%. So it's like every multiple of 3 is like the next threshold. So yeah, so because I was getting hit for like 31 damage there, then yeah, that's why I was trying to grind a little faster. But when I took the safety save after, I saw my defense stat actually is way lower than average in a run, so I might actually get stuck on this boss coming up because of that. We'll see though, because he is more likely to one-shot me. So the second time I encountered that enemy called Lamia, I should have probably grinded more defense on him. I didn't realize that it was like that low, because I think it's because in the blue cave I actually encountered a lot of enemies that didn't hit me on turn 1. So yeah, I died there already.
What?
So I saved right before the fight. Yeah, so I think it loses about
so fast.
I know, right? Since this dragon always goes first. Oh, I got lucky. So he'll usually either breathe fire or he'll spit this like wind ball at you. And all right, cool. Second try. That's not bad.
Okay, that was good. Okay. I didn't realize you could just like move and get out the way. Like I thought it was like a automatic, like turn-based. He was gonna hit you no matter what.
Yeah, there's sometimes, so when he spits his flames, then the way they move is RNG. So sometimes it'll just like hit you like right as you start moving. And you'll kind of get like somewhat stun locked like as you're moving. But so there's a strat that we actually try to do there where we try to press right for 2 frames and then switch to up immediately after. And sometimes if you get like a good flame pattern, you might just entirely dodge it. Or sometimes like as you get hit, as you start moving up, like when the flame catches you, then you'll what's the word I'm looking for? 1 second, I'm gonna throw away this item too. It's a junk item. Okay, yeah. Okay, actually saving in front of here, because since my defense is low, then there's a decent shot I might die to this guy too. But
oh, that's a boss too?
Yeah, so he was just a regular NPC in Quest 64. In the late game, but they gave him like a whole like like a whole story and stuff. Like he's also a good guy, but he is like a rival mage to Brian, so he kind of wants to like test your skills here.
Got it. He's like your Gary.
Yeah, exactly.
Got it. That's amazing. That is so funny that they took an NPC and gave him a whole story arc, and now you have to battle him. That is incredible.
Yep. And then versus the next boss, he also he's gonna be fighting the boss before I fight him, which doesn't happen in Quest 64. But you don't really like see a battle happening. You just kind of see their sprites like clashing into each other like briefly for a bit. They said something
you made
like,
it. You didn't die.
Yeah, fortunately, I had to use my spirit armor level 2 there to temporarily raise my defense stat, and then I had to use a heal as well because he was hitting me way too hard that I would have died with normal strats. So it was a bit slower, but at least it was safer though, if anything.
Yeah, sometimes the safety is more important.
Yep. So gonna be trying to grind defense here with a specific encounter. So there's 2. So the battle formation will be these 2 giant ants, and their attack animations are pretty quick. So then I want to just kind of get beat up by them for a while to grind my defense and HP. So I was explaining the mechanic about how to raise your defense, but to raise your max HP as well. So for every there you go. Found these guys. So every here, 1 moment. Let me get my thoughts together, as I say.
Yeah, you gotta lock in.
Oh yeah, so you raise your HP, so it goes up by 10% for every physical attack that you get hit by from enemies, and every time you hit an enemy with a physical attack. So you can like walk up to them and press A, and you'll like whack them with your staff. So that also increases your HP a bit too.
Wow.
Yeah, so I'm gonna be
strong.
Oh, I messed up. Specifically because I'm playing in Japanese, I read the item wrong, and I used an MP healing item instead of an HP item there. So I was gonna die to the hit because I only had like 11 HP or something. So
right.
And those guys have been rolling around like I think 18 to 21 damage.
Yeah.
Oh, I could also die to this encounter here because before the defense grind, those enemies, the sprites, their wind bomb level 2 can since it hits you a bunch of times, it might actually just kill you from full health. But once I finish grinding defense, they'll do like very little damage afterwards. So usually, like no matter what in runs, we always safety save here, just in case.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, and then you take this hit on purpose just to grind defense a little bit there. Just 25 damage is nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, so unfortunately, so I got the giant ant encounter, but then I choked because I swear that would have happened in English, but I just forgot the item. Or forgot the menu.
I understand. Ants can be intimidating, okay? Like, you did your best. It's fine. It's fine. They were giant enemy ants.
Right? Had me shook. Hey, I don't know if anyone actually likes ants, but especially ones like that massive, that'd be... I'd be kind of like, nope, if they were in my house or if I was in a forest.
Yeah. Actually, I went on a walk last night and I saw a giant spider and I was like, nope, I'm out of here.
Oh gosh. Yeah, just run. No, I definitely feel that. Like, oh, there's so many like huge bugs in November when I went to Jamaica. Like, I was getting so... Well, I would get spooked out, but also it's like, you know, when you're with your family, you don't want to act like, you know, too much of a wuss, right? So
Well, that's cool. You got to go to Jamaica. That's awesome. I didn't know that your family was from there. My family's from the Caribbean too.
Nice. Which part?
Yeah. St. Vincent.
Oh, cool. Yeah, never been, but yeah, they what's I gonna say about Jamaica?
You had good food, I'm sure.
Oh, absolutely. I
Don't even...
yeah, like my family is like places far away from the city, so yeah, we were all the way down in Portland, and it was cool, like being near the water. And also there was this one jerk place that it's like near my family's house, but then it's like the sea breeze like coming in when eating outside and stuff. It's like, oh my gosh, it's like such a nice sight, but then also like such good food at the same time too.
Heck yeah. And for anyone who doesn't know, jerk place doesn't mean like a place with jerks. It means like the style, the way they cook the meat. Okay, the way they smoke the meat. That's
yeah, exactly.
The spices.
Well, yeah, they also I heard that a bunch of different Caribbean places have they're prideful and competitive about their KFCs for like which place has the best chicken.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah, supposedly like I think it's like Jamaica and then like what's the other? I think it was Trinidad and Tobago for like so supposed to be like in the top 3 for like for their KFCs or something, but admittedly though, when I got KFC there, I thought it was better in Canada. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh my
Maybe I'm just not used to it.
That's funny. Well, I bet you they gotta like add their own little, you know, their own little spice to it or something. It's probably different.
Right? And yeah, my sisters were like, they were so determined to go to KFC eventually because they were like telling me about this whole like competitiveness between like...
Wow, that's nuts. They definitely do have a KFC in St. Vincent, so I gotta know who's got the best.
Yeah, I'm curious because I still liked it in Canada, and then I'm trying to think if I've even had KFC in the States. I don't think I have ever.
Oh, well, next time you go to AGDQ or SGDQ, make sure to check it out. You know, and speaking of SGDQ, did you know that prize submissions are open for SGDQ? And you can visit gamesdonequick.com for more info if you want to submit a prize.
Hey. Yeah,
so
also...
you've been battling these ants for a long time. Are you really raising your HP a lot for this match? Is this like something good to do?
Yeah, sometimes some like newer runners will sometimes do this grind way back in the blue cave, but the attack animations from those enemies are a lot slower. And for that point of the game, you'll only be able to raise your defense because they don't use like a physical attack that they like these ants are like, I think the animation's that they're biting me. I'm actually not sure because you kind of just see them lift their legs and slam down real quick. I think they're supposed to be biting me, but I'm not too sure.
He's just shoving you a little bit, you know.
Yeah, it's like a little push, like the front
He's like,
legs.
I'm a little ant. I'm gonna give you a little push. That's all I got.
The front 2 legs. Yeah. So also, so the when your stats increase from battles, it will once you're done the battle, like if you run away or win the fight, then all of your stats will increase. So my defense will go up by like a massive chunk after this fight. So to the point where if I did the grinding correctly, then if I encounter these guys again, then their attacks are going to probably only do like 6 or 7 damage instead of like they're hitting what, like 17 to 19 generally now, or 17 to 20.
So the ant is hitting you, and all you're doing is healing.
Yeah. I was smacking them a few times. Since there was 2 ants before, I was smacking them with my physical attack because that also raises your HP. But I'm trying to leave this ant like 1 hit away from dying. And then so then I'm just kind of healing all the time. Healing all the time and taking hits from him because I don't want to kill him yet.
Got it.
And there's a chance he might be 2 hits away from dying. I'm actually not too sure, but sometimes I mess up with like counting how many hits I did to them because it's so spaced out. Like when I actually hit him in the battle that sometimes I'll lose count and forget. So, additionally, you also do restore your MP by 1 every time you either hit an enemy with a physical attack or if you just end your turn doing nothing. So, whenever my HP is high enough that I can just take another hit, then I'll also, at this point, I'll just end my turn to get 1 MP back as well, so I can heal a little more.
I love the mechanics of this game. It's cool.
Same. Hopefully that was good enough. Oh, I overgrinded by way too much.
Well.
Whoops. All right, so so this enemy that was able to almost one-shot me before, like, so it's only doing like 6 damage now. So
yeah.
Whereas before, when I got into an encounter, it did like 38 or something. So.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Whoops. So ideally in this area, you usually want to do like a 2-part grind on the. So you want to grind your defense to around 34 or 35, and then your HP to your HP will usually end up being around like 57 or 58 at that point. And you want to encounter like 2 giant ants again to ideally grind. Oh, there you go. Yeah, grind your HP like a little bit more to try and hit around like 60. At worst, 61 is usually good. It's sometimes gives you more opportunities to survive versus there's a few bosses actually. I think it's Lavar 3, and then also against Mammon, the final boss. You can sometimes survive extra hits that you probably wouldn't be able to otherwise. So I'm gonna be grinding defense grinding HP like slightly more here. And you can also see, I'm taking only like 2 to 4 damage now.
Yeah, I can see it's a big difference. It makes sense, everything that you're doing.
Yep. So I lost count on how many hits I wanted to take there, so I'm gonna just end it there. But okay, yeah, I'm at 62, so yeah, I kind of over-grinded slightly there too.
But you know what? It's good to be prepared. You don't want to be one-shot by any bosses.
Right? Here, I'm gonna take, so I saw that my HP was at 60% to the next stat, so I figured I'd just take like 4 more hits here, since I happened to encounter these guys again just now. So, why not? So yeah, so I assume that I should be fine versus this next boss, but I probably lost a chunk of time from like overgrinding as well.
Yeah.
But I should.
Sorry, we were yapping. It's my fault.
Nah, you're good. Yeah, that should also mean like I should be a lot more safer versus some of the later bosses too. So probably less likely to lose a lot of time later.
But then also rival.
Yep. Yeah, Leonardo versus Zels. So both of those guys are wind spellcasters. So I think that's why they have beef. I might be wrong about that though. And yeah, so how I mentioned that this boss, Zels, how he's very resistant to wind, then so I'm using Magnet Rock versus him as well. Oh my gosh, his special attack did only 20 damage. That's so yeah, that attack a lot of the times if you don't grind your defense by enough, then like so if I grinded it the right amount, then it would have probably done like a little more than half of my HP. But if you undergrind, like say your defense is at like about 30 or like 31 or 32, like even then, that's still kind of high, but that attack might like almost one-shot you. But because I overgrinded my defense, it only did like it did like less than a third of my like max health. So
nice. Brian's a powerful wizard.
Yup. So I got Kiliak, the second boss that I fought. He after defeating him, he also like wanted to follow Brian as well. So we're like we've been friends for a while now. So yeah, so we're supposed to I don't remember the name of the island that we're sailing to, unfortunately. My bad. But yeah, there's some like some special island that the next boss, Nepti, she has like the water gem that I have to get from her. Oh, there's also a difference for US versus Japanese. So the bosses that have one of those elemental stones that we get back from them after defeating them, then it actually does give you one level to that element. Only in Japanese, but not in US.
Gotcha.
So like when I defeated Silver Ring, like the first boss, then I had +1 to my Earth stat. So I had so it was nice having 2 because 2 Earth. From when I started grinding my Water and Earth to learn healing, whereas like in the US version you'll only be at 1 Earth when you start grinding it. So you know that's one less level up that you need to attribute to your Earth stat. But there is a side thing though. So that boss that I just defeated, Zels, he in the Japanese version he's like way more resistant to wind than in the US version. So we actually do use a spell called Wind Bomb in the US version. So we actually don't even raise our Earth as much as I did for this fight. Like we usually be at around like 13, 14 Earth. By that point of the game, because Leonardo also when I fought him and like had to take all those like safety strats to not die to him, he also the US version, his AI is kind of broken, so when he uses his water pillar attack when he walks up close to you, then he what's the issue? Oh yeah, he if you're standing in a specific spot right above him, then when he uses the water pillar, it won't hit above him, so the attack will just miss you entirely. So the fight is like really free in the English version, but it's like scary in the Japanese version because he will always hit you with the water pillar and it hits really hard. So
oh wow.
And in addition to that, because my defense stat was like lower than normal, then I additionally also had to use like spirit armor level 2 to not die to his water pillar, and then also I had to use like a bread as well to heal during that fight. So all those extra steps just to not die to him because they fixed his AI in this game basically, or in this version of the game. So yeah, Nepti. So I guess to point out, I don't think I've ever had this happen in the Japanese version, but in English, sometimes when I've defeated her, then sometimes the game would crash when it goes back to like the text part here. Okay, it didn't happen this time, but
good.
Yeah, but yeah, again, it's like never happened to me in Japanese, but in US, like I've occasionally like lost runs to the game freezing. Like when she's fading out like that after you defeat her, then sometimes the game will just like hard crash there.
Oh my gosh, I would cry if I lost my progress to something like that.
Right. Oh my gosh, I remember one run I was on world record pace and I the run was still like, I could have kept going after the first time it crashed, but then it crashed the second time when I beat her again. So I was like, all right, well, I lost like 50 seconds roughly, so I'm gonna just reset, I guess.
Wow, that's a lot of time.
I know, right? Oh my gosh. Yeah, because depending on the RNG for the fight, then it'll usually take about like 25 to 30 seconds most of the time. So, and I got good RNG. Also in this fight, actually, she didn't use her special attack as well, which the attack usually hits hard, but because I overgrinded on my defense, I'm sure I would have been fine. But then the animation for it is pretty slow. Like the screen will shake and then it'll like flood with water that comes down from the top of the screen, and it'll hit you like 6 or 7 times, I think, as well. But yeah, I assume that because my defense is so high, it would probably only do like, I don't know, maybe like 30 something damage.
So would you say, based on your experience today, other than the overgrinding, are you feeling like the run is going at a good pace?
I think so. I haven't actually looked at the time though, because I did. So I had my splits ready, and I forgot to start the timer when the run was starting.
That's all right.
And then I do kind of have like, I have the stream up actually on my phone on the side, but the screen is so small that I actually can't see the timer, so I actually have no idea what my pace is like. Yeah. In addition to that, I had the stream up on my phone because I wanted to have chat up, but then I've been like barely looking over at my phone, to be honest. So.
Oh no, chat's very cute. Chat is really enjoying the run. Somebody was like, yo, I follow Ryan Ford, cool to see him here.
Hey.
You know, people were enjoying the jerk chicken talk and the Caribbean food talk, you know.
Yes.
People were talking about patties and brown stew chicken, and oh my gosh, and people are loving the ants too, by the way.
They're with their little legs. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Chat's enjoying.
All right, I'm glad that y'all are enjoying it. Also, it's just like yapping too.
Yeah, it's comfy. It's very comfy.
Exactly. Been having a great time, so I'm definitely really happy.
Witness us, I witness you.
Sorry? I missed that.
The chat, they were like, witness us, and I'm saying I witness the chat. Ryudro said, don't read this message, Ryan. It's a distraction.
Don't let me get distracted. I'm going to blame all of y'all in chat if any disasters happen. Even though I haven't really been looking at chat, I'm going to still blame the chat.
Oh, no. Poor chat.
I'm just teasing.
Yeah. Thank you, Tree.
Yeah, there is a thing with oh my gosh, all the version differences. So whenever I'm in a town, if you've like noticed that Brian is moving really fast. So in Japanese only, if you're holding the A button, you run like, I think it's about 3 times faster than your normal movement.
Oh.
But yeah, the US version doesn't have this, so you know, you just naturally save like a ton of time from being able to run in towns and stuff. So
yeah. I was curious why that was happening.
I think Japanese text is shorter too, but I could be wrong about that.
Okay.
But yeah, the running thing already just saves a ton of time right throughout the run.
Wait, so your air is almost maxed out completely?
Yeah, I'm up to 45 right now. Yeah, I grabbed a bunch of extra 46, whoops. Yeah, I grabbed a bunch of spirits in the town. Normally in the US version, because you walk pretty slow, then like hopefully you're and also because you don't raise your earth as much, then you'll usually be like somewhere around like 44 to 45 wind by the time you get to that town I just left. And so you might grab only one spirit, or you ideally if you can like skip needing to get any of them, then that's ideal, because yeah, they're kind of out of the way. But because I can just run in this version, then I grabbed almost all of them except for one of them pretty much. Yeah, so gonna stay at 49 wind, even though, yeah, 50 is max. But the next, it's not the next boss. The boss after the next one, which they're actually pretty close together. They're both gonna be in the same dungeon. Yeah, if you need to have a minimum of 49 wind versus him to be able to two-shot him with a specific tech that I'm gonna be doing. All right, even though I was hyping up that it's a specific tech, I don't think there's like a name for it. But so there's a spell that. Oh, actually, some of those these cockatrice enemies before I entered that previous town, they hit me with it for like 16 damage called Wind Bomb, and I mentioned how we use that spell on Zels on the US version as well. But there's a sweet spot with the Wind Bomb if you're what is it? Slightly, if you're under and slightly to the left of the enemy, then as the Wind Bomb is like spinning around Brian, it will. There's a specific spot where it'll hit an extra time. So versus one of the bosses coming up named Fargo, you want to abuse that sweet spot, and you can. He has 1,000 health, and with my wind stat at 49, I should do about 510 damage per turn. Oh, whoops. No, wait, no. That was right, actually. My bad.
Okay.
Yeah. I forgot. I said I wanted to keep my wind at 49. Because I do want to raise Earth more because of, what's her name? Shilf coming up later. So I'm going to be using a magnet rock on her, which is the spell that I was using on Leonardo and Zels earlier. So I ideally would like to get my Earth stat to, by the time I get to her, I'd like to have my Earth at least 34 by then to be able to defeat her in 7 turns. Yeah, I think if it's less than 34, I think then you are likely to have likely for the fight to take an extra turn at that point, which won't be dangerous like in terms of surviving the fight, just like little extra time save, like having 1 turn less. Oh my gosh, I'm getting cooked. I'm gonna risk
like,
this
literally.
All right, I risked it. I got lucky.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, this boss Lavar. So he was also an NPC in Quest 64, but they made him a boss here.
That's funny.
Yeah, so he uses his special attack that like dragon head that shoots flames at you. When he does it above himself like that, I think he shoots it like a lower amount of times, so it didn't do as much damage as if he spawns the head directly above you, and it shoots like straight down at you. So it's harder to dodge it compared to it shooting diagonally from like the opposite like side of the map. All right, so I'm gonna save here because Fargo definitely is what's it called? If he uses his special attack on turn 1, I'm likely to get 1 shot. It's usually just a thing that we risk in runs, like always. Oh, he used it.
Oh.
Hold on.
Oh, dear.
Oh, I lived. I think because of the extra defense, and I was able to dodge like 2 hits of this attack.
Oh my gosh, I'm scared.
I wonder if I'm gonna survive this. Okay, yeah, looks like I got him.
Oh
wow.
My goodness, that was amazing.
The extra defense, that's so funny. Can't believe it. Yeah, he what was I gonna say about Fargo there? Yeah, so if he does it on turn 1 and just kills you, and then if you're quick to like soft reset after you die, then it's about 15 seconds per try for this fight. So it you know, if you have like one death, then it's like not the worst in a run, but you know, sometimes he might just like be that guy and just like kind of kill you a bunch of times in a row. So
Wow. But
Yeah,
you
I
didn't
think
die there, so that was great.
yeah, that's crazy that he didn't actually do that much damage. Yeah, a combination of him like not hitting as hard, but from my higher defense, but also he had like 2 of those fireballs that came down. I happened to be able to dodge it from just like moving up and down at random and hoping that I didn't get it.
Yeah.
So it's actually wild.
Wow.
Well, yeah, some differences in Japanese here as well. Some of these enemies you can avoid some of their attacks, whereas in US version you can't. So going through the end of Baragoon Tunnel there is it's less dangerous in Japanese. I didn't even need a heal on my way out, despite like having no MP left. I thought I might have had to, but then I guess I also got lucky encounters, and some of them, like the enemies, just like missed me too. Yeah, so here's where I'm going to be safe scumming for the lottery that I mentioned earlier.
Oh, good luck.
Oh. So the last text box that it has, like, it'll, I guess in Japanese I can tell if there'll be like an exclamation point at the end instead of just like a period. So here, you'll save a little closer for fewer steps.
Yeah.
But it's funny, you can actually like completely kill your run if you how can you do it? If you save like 1 step away from where the there I won. So that was what, 4th try, I think.
Yay! Wait, so how could you kill your run?
Yeah, so if you save on like if you're like 1 step away from getting the from the lottery result, then every time that you load your save, the RNG will be the same. So if it's a losing lottery in every direction that you step, then you won't be able to change your RNG. So then
Wow.
so then you'll just kill the run because you'll have to lose the lottery. And there was a special item that we were using throughout the run called what's it called? Spirit gemstones that mostly been finding it in chests. There was one enemy that I actually got an extra one from, or I happened to get an extra one from, even though I didn't have any use for it at that point in the run. I could have skipped one of those chests if I got the spirit gemstones earlier, and maybe saved a chunk of time. But yeah. So you like trade them in to do you trade those spirit gemstones in to do the lottery. So I gave in 7 for an item called Warrior's Cape, which oh, that's a nice encounter. You can always just run from those guys because you're faster. It's like sleeping lions. But yeah, so Warrior's Cape, when you have it equipped on you, it doubles your defense. It actually won't show in your defense stat, like on the pause menu, but then but when you have it equipped, then you'll just be taking noticeably less damage. Even though, so now that I won the lottery and got it, so the lottery prizes get mailed to Brian's mailbox at home, so I still have to go home to get it. So I still don't have it on yet at this point.
That's funny. Is there a warp, or do you have to walk all the way home?
Yeah, so there's some houses that I've been entering that has like a wing on them, and the NPCs that you talk to, they give you colored wings depending on the town that you're in, and the wings will bring you back to that respective town. So Null Road, the first town that I was in, I got it at like pretty much like the very beginning of the run. I got the wings. So gonna quick travel there once I get into this next town. Oh, what's this town called? Oh, Branoch. And I'm gonna save here also because I was supposed to also grind defense here a bit. I don't need to grind much because of over grinding my defense before.
Yeah.
I just saw I was at 43 already. I'm usually at like 40 defense here, roughly, so you have way more than I should. But, yeah, so there's an enemy encounter called... Well, I was trying to... Out here, I've been trying to find called Red Rose Knights. Which I've been encountering White Rose Knights occasionally, but, okay, I'll walk in circles here for a bit.
Yeah.
So when I was in that other cave, Boil Hole, earlier, then, I was hoping to encounter an enemy called Ghost Stalker, and,
Okay.
and was hoping to grind defense off of that enemy, but I unfortunately didn't encounter one, throughout my whole travel. Oh, there you go. There's some Red Rose Knights.
Oh, they look awesome.
I know, right? I was getting some encounters with White Rose Knights, which, like, there was, like, a single white one that, you know, they look like these, but they're white. You can also grind defense off of those guys, and if you walk right up to them and they hit you, slash you with your sword with a physical hit. But the animation's a little bit slower than these large cutters, and it does slightly less damage than these large cutters. But you also don't end up grinding your... But with the White Rose Knight, you would be grinding your HP slightly as well, which, hey, could matter. So yeah, I got the black wings here, and can use the white wings to go back to Melroad. So yeah, the whole reason that I needed to wait a little bit to get the Warrior's Cape was that you don't want to lose all your progress, like, going home to get the Warrior's Cape, so I was just trying to get to, like, the next available town first, and then go home.
Got it. So you went to your mailbox and now you got what you needed.
Yep. So yeah, some of the text there somewhere said that, I think says that you equipped it.
I was gonna say.
I don't know Japanese, so I'm not sure which one, but just for safety, also taking this heal too.
Good. And I mean, speaking of being in a store, is it cool if I talk about some of the Juneteenth merch?
Yo, go ahead.
Yo, did you know that we have merch? Check out the Juneteenth collection from our partners at the Yeti and Tantrum, featuring the return of Link to the Flash, cute joy stickers, and drinkware, plus Hyper Joy. All purchases made will help Black in a Flash continue to put on events you love, like Back to Black, and maybe even more HotFix. Type !Yeti and !Tantrum in chat to check out the collection.
Labar's a jerk. All right, anyway. My bad. He gave me the bad RNG. Turn one again.
Oh no.
It's fine. I want to keep my health above 36 because I have to fight him again right after, and he has more health and he has different attacks. He starts using ice element attacks now, and there's this thing that we call the ice chainsaw. It hits you a bunch of times and it'll... So I moved up and was able to mitigate some of the damage from it.
Yeah.
But if you stand there and take the whole thing, you'll take about like 36 damage usually. So
oh dang.
Yeah, if he casts it like turn 1 after defeating his previous phase, then you know, he could just like kill you because of that.
Wow.
So because of getting the bad opening attack from the previous phase, Lavar 2 is what we call it, then you know, I was forced to spend an extra turn healing because of that. But all things considered, the fight still went pretty well because he didn't spam the ice chainsaw as well on the third phase. So
wait a minute, did they just shove you out the way?
Yep, so this whole lore is completely different from Quest 64 at this point. Like,
okay,
Brian getting kidnapped. What is it? They had a cannon that they were going to shoot at the monastery. Back at Brian's home. And but then the monastery floated out of the ground, so it's like the final area of the game, the floating monastery. Like, I guess there's like lore to how it became the floating monastery now, because in Quest 64 it's just like a place that you enter like at the end game. But yeah, there was like a little bit of a cutscene of it like floating as like the cannons from Brando's castle was about to shoot at the monastery, but then it like started floating. So yeah, they added a bit more depth. And then Leonardo and Brian's father, Bart, broke Brian out of the prison he was locked up in, and then so another boss I'm gonna be fighting later, Beegis, who is thought to be like the big bad of the story at this point, but yeah, later on there's always like, you know, someone worse. But he casted a spell, I think, at Leonardo, and then Brian's dad jumped in the way and like took the hit. So he sacrificed himself to save these guys. So this game, Brian's dad actually died in the game, whereas in Quest 64, because at the very start of the game, like you're told to go find, like it's like his father never came home, and then like you're told to go find him, but then near the end of the game, inside Brando's castle, so the place that I just left, in Quest 64, he'll be like, Brian's dad will be laying on the ground, but he's like hurt, but he's not dead though. Like he'll talk to you as well if you, like you can interact with this NPC, but then, and then like you don't really see him like for the rest of the game because you just kind of like go into the end game afterwards. But in this game he had like a whole like situation of doing a noble sacrifice and everything. So.
Oh my gosh, that's so sad, but I don't know, like, I don't know, cool story.
I know, right?
These games are so deep.
Yup. So yeah, the extra content in this game, it's I think it's interesting to have like a slightly more fleshed out story for this game.
Yeah, especially for one where it's like you expect the Nintendo 64 version to be like, okay, big story, whatever. When I first played it, like I remember, I think my mom rented it from Blockbuster, and I beat Quest 64 in 2 days, and I remember being so sad that it was over, because I was like, that was really fast. But this game, I'm like, I wish I had this when I was a kid, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
This came out, I forget if it's 1 or 2 years after Quest 64 came out. So they had time to flesh out some things, I guess.
Yeah. Retool, rework, add a little bit here, add a little bit there.
Exactly. Like that boss, Lavar, I mentioned how he was just an NPC in Quest 64. So there's like a secret like lost city, which I'm actually on my way there through this desert, called Shamwood, and Lavar is there just as an NPC, like in Quest 64, and you can like talk to him, and he gives you like a little bit of like lore for the game, but that's kind of all he did. But then for whatever reason, one of the bosses, Shilf, you normally fight in Baragoon Tunnel. I forget if it's before or after Fargo, but she got moved to Shamwood as a boss fight there now, so that's where I'm on my way to go fight her. So instead in Baragoon Tunnel, Lavar, the first time that I fought him, is there, and instead of Shilf. So I'm not sure why they got swapped, but
is Brian supposed to be a kid in this game?
I forget what age, but I forget if he's like I don't remember if he's like even like he's like teenager or preteen. Like,
that's funny, because I was looking at chat, and chat was like, when you were at the lottery part, they were like, why is a child playing lottery? And I was like, wait a minute, Brian's a kid. Oh yeah, I forgot. That's funny.
I actually don't know his age. I think he's like somewhere between 12 and 14, but I could be wrong about that.
That's funny.
Oh wow, I have so much Earth.
Nice.
I'm curious, if I go up to 36 Earth instead, I'm wondering if like I can defeat Shilf like one turn earlier or not.
Oh.
So, hey, for science, why not?
Yeah. So would you have normally raised fire or water at that point?
Yeah, Yeah, what would I have done here? Oh, I would have made my win 50 instead. And then
I hear Ryan Ford really likes the Link to the Flash shirt. It says pleasantly twisted.
Oh yeah, when we were talking about the merch, I was gonna say how I was trying to buy. Actually, there was a Link to the Flash shirt back in February that I was planning to try to buy, but then at the time I was trying to make it more worth it by buying 2 of them, so that the the shipping is like nicer, right?
Yeah.
So I was trying to buy one for a friend, but then unfortunately she replied the day after the sale was gone. So if anyone else is also thinking of buying merch, make sure to buy it before before the sales are gone. Don't be like me.
Yeah. Exclamation the Yeti. Exclamation Yeti. Exclamation tantrum. Make sure to check it out.
Yo, thanks for that reminder, PT. It's funny. So, I did want to mention that, but I honestly forgot partway through.
We're doing a lot. We're balancing, Ryan and his magic ability and everything, lottery and all that.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's good. We're pretty close to the end game at this point. So I revisited that house just to get the I used the yellow wings to fast travel back here. So every time that you fast travel, you have to collect, like, go back into the house to get the wings again if you plan to fast travel again. Which is kind of inconvenient, but it's the same in Quest 64. It had the same thing. So my very first run, I forgot to get one of the wings, and I had to like backtrack throughout like the whole world to go. I think I lost like 18 minutes or something.
Oh my gosh.
To that mistake. So for the most part, pretty ingrained into me now after making such a grievous error.
So is this the same boss from before?
Yep. Yeah, so the dragon, I forget exactly why this is a thing in the lore, because this is also not in Quest 64, like this dragon as a whole, but we need his scale for something. I think it's part of like a teleportation ritual to get to the floating monastery. I think that's the reason, but I might be wrong about that. But yeah, so we had to go and talk to him, and he's like, well, I can't interfere, but we're like, please, we need your help to be able to save the world. And he's like, well, I'll have to test your strength again. So then, yeah, we end up like fighting him again. So this time he had way more health, but oh wow, I have a crazy amount of items actually. Because a lot of times I usually am close to running out of like MP items here. So then I I was just double checking to make sure, but then I think I had at least like 3 like items left. So
awesome.
Should have more than enough at this point. So yeah, like pretty commonly I'll end up only having 1 left, or well, after I use like the one that I just used, like that might a lot of times end up being my last like dewdrop or something. And so the bar that's beside the house with the wings that I recollected before, the bar there, if you don't have any dewdrops left in your inventory, then they'll give you one for free. So
nice.
So I was checking through my inventory to see if I was out of items, because I was going to if I was, then I was gonna get one, use it to restore my MP, and then collect it again, because I would have 0 again in my inventory. So that way I would have 1 extra one for the or at least 1 left for the end game. So this guy, guilty. Quest 64, this guy is usually a pretty big run killer, but so I actually did a marathon run for Power Up with Pride on Sunday, and I talked about how this fight is like a lot more free in this game, and then I ended up dying immediately after I said that. So. This time he gave me like perfect RNG though. So.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he has a special move where there's like a fire bar that like spins around him, and it can hit you a bunch of times. And I was actually standing in the wrong spot, so it double hit me a couple times, like per rotation. So it it ate like most of my HP. So then I ended up dying because of that eventually.
Wow.
But I did save like right before the long cutscene before that fight, but then it still does waste like over a minute if you lose that fight because of having to go through all those cutscenes to get back to the fight. Because at the end of the cutscene, then you just like get like put right into the fight with him. So I'm gonna save again, because Beegis is here now. So this is the second last boss of the run.
Oh,
and
wow.
This guy can be a jerk, but I'm pretty sure. I think my defense is like high enough that it shouldn't be I shouldn't what's it called? Either shouldn't die or shouldn't get into like healing loops against this guy. Because the first attack that he did, where he lunged at me from across the screen and slashed me 11 times, then so that attack does this attack, it does like 1 damage per hit. But if your defense is slightly too low, then it might roll like 2 or 3 sometimes in those individual hits. So you might end up taking like 20 something damage instead of like just 11. So
yeah,
that can be scary. Hey, got him.
Got him.
Yeah, so this final area, what's this place called? World of Mammon. It's a pretty long walk for the most part, but oh my gosh. All right, I was gonna save. That's why I opened the menu, but I forgot. I just used a healing item instead, but I meant to use a healing item and then save, but I didn't do the save part of that. But whatever. After this cutscene, I'll just save. It's fine.
I like this spot with all the colors. It looks cool.
Yeah, right? They, it's like interesting how they like, how I feel like they were able to like kind of faithfully represent like how trippy the World of Mammon looks from the N64 version to this game. So it's just like all those like gems in the background and like kind of like looks like possibly like stars or like constellations. It's like
galaxies or something like that. Yeah, definitely looks like space themed.
Yeah, exactly. It's like super cool looking.
Yeah.
But yeah, this area, so I guess the things to be careful of. So there's an encounter called Spriggan, and if they use their ice knife, it'll probably roll like somewhere in like the low 20s for damage. So I generally want to have my HP high enough to like not randomly die to those.
Right.
And then there's a nice encounter that sometimes comes up. So you might have seen these like gray statues called Judgment. So if the encounter has only judgments in them, Brian is faster than them, so you can just run away without taking a turn. So those big blue enemies are the Spriggan, and he did the large cutter, which is pretty weak when it hits you. Oh, there's the Judgment. But yeah, those big blue guys, if they use their other attack, the ice knife, that one hits you for a huge chunk in this game.
Yeah.
And then I guess other differences. So for Quest 64 compared to this, so Pinhead, so that red snake enemy that I encountered.
Yeah.
And these Pale Riders, these horses, they for any percent in Quest 64, because you at top level, like you end up not grinding your defense and HP by what am I doing? HP and defense by that much. Those encounters will most likely one-shot you in Quest 64. So I've seen some top runners on like world record pace, and then it's just like they have to hope to not encounter those, which I think is a very tall order for how many rooms you have to go through to get to Mammon. So
I'm noticing that you're going in the door, and then out like immediately.
Yeah, there's only 2 specific rooms for whatever reason that the exit, the proper exit is like to go out the door that you just entered from. So those 2 times that you saw me do it, actually, it's coincidentally the only 2 times.
Gotcha.
Yeah, which sometimes sometimes in runs I'll forget to just like hold down like in those specific doors too, and I just waste time like walking around. And I'm like, wait, where am I going?
Oops.
Occasionally. So yeah, that guy, he didn't do the ice knife attack again, so it's pretty lucky. I think this is the last room. A lot of stuff gets really samey here. Oh, also that hot steam level 2 from that pinhead enemy there. What was I gonna say about that? Oh right, in the Japanese version you can dodge the attack like how I did there, but in English you can't, because again, how in Japanese Brian starts in a battle slightly further left, so in the US version you'd get like completely cornered by the attack, so it just like covers like the whole edge of the screen. So if you move up and then right, or vice versa, then yeah, you can dodge that. Even though I failed to dodge it just now on that turn, but it is consistent in Japanese, so you can take a little less damage. Or alternatively, if you still want to like subtly try to grind your defense a bit, then you can also get hit sometimes. I figured I was about to heal right now, so I just ran into that attack there.
Yeah.
Because I'm right at Mammon here.
Might as well get the point.
Yeah, I don't know if it increased my stat at all, because I wasn't sure where my stat was at, but yeah, so here's Mammon. So there's an attack that it's like a 1 in 3 chance that he could one-shot you on the first turn if your defense is too low. But he did the optimal attack turn 1. So this attack with these like missile looking things, yeah, when each of those hit you, they'll depending on your defense stat, they'll either one-shot you or like probably leave you with something like 6 HP or something like that.
Gotcha.
So it's very dangerous.
Yeah.
So with my spirit armor level 2 spell, it temporarily doubles my defense stat as well. So then because of that, yeah, that attack that normally would kill you did only like 1 damage per hit and hit me 6 times. But after 3 turns of having the spirit armor, it can just run out. So I'm gonna hope that if it does run out, that it doesn't run out on like a turn that he uses like that missile thing.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot to say time. Whoops.
Oh wait, did you beat the game?
Yeah. Whoops.
GG. Yeah.
I'd rather say that time's on the final hit, but yeah, I had I had very good RNG for that fight. So
that was amazing.
It's definitely not uncommon to die in that fight. So like I had in US any percent last week, I after the run, I thought it was dead from getting like a 9th try lottery. But the run was still like very slightly alive, but then I died to Mammon because my spirit armor ran out on like the 3rd turn of the fight. Or after 3 turns of using it, and then he used the attack that would one-shot me as well on that turn. So
wow.
Yeah, then I lost like 50 seconds to that, so I was like, yeah, I think about half a minute behind my PB because of that. But it was still a good run, despite that.
That was a really, really awesome run, Ryan. It was so cool watching you play Brian's Journey, Quest RPG Brian's Journey.
Thank you.
That was one of the most comfiest runs I've ever watched. Like, let's be honest here. So comfy. Please let everyone know like where they can find you, what you're doing at SGDQ, and you know, any shout outs you want to make before we take a little break.
Okay. A quick ramble. So yeah, I just saw my end time was about an hour and a half, so that's pretty good. Yeah, my PB for this run is 126 flat. So I think I'm like 7 frames off of like the next minute barrier, which is kind of funny for a run that long. But yeah, what was I gonna say? Yeah, if you'd like to shoot a follow, I'm at Ryan_Ford522 on most socials, and then Blue Sky, it's just Ryan Ford 522 without the underscore or dot. And yeah, usually like running a variety of different games. As mentioned for SGDQ, if you don't mind tuning in at so on Eastern, it'll be like I think it's like 8:50 p.m. on July 7th. I'll be running Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening DX. So I'll also be running for this HotFix show on Sunday, but a different category though. But additionally for SGDQ, I'm supposed to be on the couch for the Super Metroid race with Oats and Eddie, and then supposed to be on the couch for Monkey SMB's Metroid Zero Mission run as well. So might see my face pop up a few times throughout the event. So anyways, hope y'all enjoy and hope you enjoyed this run. And oh my god, also I hope after I'm gone, make sure to talk about the merch also, because it's pretty sweet. But hey, I'll see y'all Sunday, whoever's still around, by the way.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Ryan. And thank you all for supporting the channel. Thank you for supporting GDQ HotFix with your subs, Prime Gaming subs, gift subs, and bits. Your contributions help keep our shows running. If you're enjoying the stream, consider subscribing for